And three, if you've been around a while, you know that there have been people who have taken it upon themselves to lie about me and denigrate my character. With Caleb. That Caleb guy being the biggest offender of it, but there's been others.
Hey there, YouTube. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen the clip that I just put up. It was a brief snippet of Paul Harrell's his farewell video that posted to his channel titled "I'm Dead." Wasn't a very long video. It was just kind of nice, just like, thanking the fans and cracking on the haters a little bit, I guess, in the last video. It's kind of a surreal thing, I think, to know the way that you're going to pass, maybe not eminently, but in the near future, and then record that and then have it posted after your death. It's an interesting thing. And I thought it was a nice moment. But you guys know me. When some people call out the haters, I do find that entertaining. I really do. And it turns out that Paul Harrell, he hit a home run with this one. Fantastic that he's annoying all the right people, even after he's not around anymore. So if you're not aware, the individual that he called out, Caleb Giddings, they had kind of a, I don't even know, fighting about, years ago, fighting about how to reload revolvers. I remember Caleb was really mad that Paul Harrell's telling people to smack the ejector rod. He's like, oh, that's bad. You're going to have, if we have a split case, it's really bad. Anyway, that's the history of it. They're arguing back and forth about that stuff. And now what I find funny about this is Caleb is one of these personalities that got a lot of, if you know who Caleb Giddings is, he's got very aggressive opinions, and he has the, I'd say he's like an ego. He's a featherweight type of ego. So it doesn't take much to send him into a tailspin. And there, with that 15 seconds of footage that I put at the beginning of this, Paul Harrell has caused a meltdown on Caleb. I'm going to go through some Facebook posts. It is fantastic. If you know the history, this is amazing. I'm smiling because it's so good. You don't get to live forever, but annoying the right people even after you're not around anymore. Chef's kiss to Paul Harrell on this one. All right. Caleb's first post 3 days ago now. Imagine hating me so much that you'd use one of your last actions on this earth to talk shit about me by name. It's deeply saddening to see it. He put by name in caps. Caleb's from the old school gun industry people, where they're nasty people. They're drama queens. They're horrible. They really are. The old school gun culture people, they're terrible people. But they just don't talk shit about each other by name. The rules are, it has to be subtle. So I can see why this offends Caleb a lot, that somebody would attack him by name, because whoa, that's against the rules, guys. If you attack me, make sure you're really covert about it. That's the kind of, okay. In the comments, Caleb has also insulated himself on Facebook into, I think the word for it is a hug box, where it's the people in there are just generally supportive. It's great. One of these comments, yeah, dude, I felt it for you. That's the first, now consider the circumstances here. Caleb has been so nasty to Paul Harrell, which I don't really have a problem with people being nasty. Obviously, I get nasty with people sometimes. I'll throw some shit. I think that's fine. But then when people fling it back at you, it's kind of weird to be surprised or upset. It's yeah, people are going to get pretty rough with you on the internet, especially if you get out there and you're rough with them. Fantastic. Okay, here's Caleb's reply to that. It's downright Melvillian. From hell's heart I stab at thee. For hate's sake I spit my last breath at thee. And this is a 15-second throwaway comment. And Caleb is, well, I called it a hug box. Maybe it's a cry closet. He's crying about this stuff on the internet. The other guy's not alive anymore. And you're acting like you're the victim of this situation. It's awesome. All right. Here's one of the replies to Caleb in his little cry closet. That was super rough. You're a good dude. It's pretty difficult to add anything in our space without stepping on someone's toes. Equally difficult for most to sort points of disagreement from personal vendetta. And this is again, you just saw the clip. Was that super rough? It was just, It was just a little something. It was just throwing him a little bit. All right. Another reply to Caleb, it was very disappointing. I've been trying to see what the fans see, but holding a grudge that hard is not making it easy. It was just, I mean, I can tell you from a long time on the internet, if somebody like goes at you as hard as Caleb went at Paul Harrell, he's probably going to remember him. Like maybe not hold a grudge, but definitely going to remember him. And Caleb for sure is like the archetype of just like this aggressive internet a-hole. And it's like, why would you not just be like, oh, that guy like has a problem with me? Like if you're Paul Harrell, you would understand like this is a personal thing on Caleb's end, whether or not Caleb would admit it. All right, we'll keep going. Okay, another comment to Caleb again. The only solace, like just consider the circumstances, and this is what this guy's saying to Caleb. The only solace I can offer is that it probably wasn't you. It was the cancer. Pancreatic cancer that spreads into bone cancer is a brutal way to die. When he made that video, his hip had already broken from just standing there due to the cancer eating away at him. Facing a long and painful death tends to drive a person towards bitterness or a near inhuman level of graciousness. I found his sign-off video rather sad. I kept wanting him to speak to the perspective and clarity of what matters most when you suffer while staring your mortality in the face, to speak of things that brought him true joy in his life and of encouragement he could offer to his fans. I didn't get any of that. It's like, what? Like, what the? Like, no, I mean, it was a nice message. He thanked people for watching him. I think it meant a lot. It was like he was an older guy, I think, when he started doing the YouTube thing. That was the peak of his life, I think, was his YouTube career. Like, I don't know much about him beyond that, but I can imagine like being a YouTube star was like, that's the peak for him. That was it. But he thanked the fans and he like took a couple pot shots at the haters on the way out the door. It's like, to me, that sounds pretty good. Oh, it sounds pretty good. Oh my God. All right. One of Caleb's buddies replied to him as well. You're a better man than me. I'd have made a video titled I'm Alive, where it's just 5 seconds of me saying, my bad, I don't know what to tell you, and shrugging. Caleb replied to that, dude, I legit was thinking about making a video called Still Alive, assholes, but I didn't because I'm just so fucking stoic. So like, now consider where this is going. It's like, Caleb is all offended to start with, and now he's like saying some stuff like, a lot of people hearing that, like, they're not going to like that he's putting that on the internet now, even under the circumstances, like, they're not going to like that. That's getting a little bit, like, that's not very nice to say. But again, it's like, okay, that's who Caleb is. Like, people like that, it's okay. It's only okay when the fire goes in one direction. You know, when somebody returns fire, they get really offended. In any event, it's a sad thing, of course, that Paul Harrell died. And I can, like, the pancreatic cancer thing, like, the comments about, yeah, that is horrible. I mean, it took my aunt. It was not a nice thing, not at all. But at the same time, me as an internet, like a little bit of a troll, like, I very much appreciate Paul Harrell annoying all the right people on the way out the door. It is fantastic. Like I said, you don't get to live forever, but, you know, you can have a little fun with it while you're here. Anyway, that's it.